Hey y'all, it's Okie Rider here. Wanted to make an update video on the Ct70. It's been a little while since I've made an update video. I've got quite a few parts gathered up and assembled. A lot of it's just dry fit. I'm going to have to do a little tweaking here and there. But I've got the rims and the tires, the inner tubes. I aired them up, but I let the air out a little bit, so there wouldn't be stress on the rims till I get the hubs on. I put the forks on for test fitment. I don't have the bearings yet, so I can't tighten it down and test it out, make sure everything's turning okay. But just the test fit, everything feels and looks legit. I've got to do a little work to the fork ears that are a little bent, but need a little bit of TLC on them front forks. But overall, it's starting to look like a motorcycle finally. Gonna put the front fender on the forks after I get the forks painted and put back together. But it's looking pretty good. I've decided not to go with the original style bars. I went with a 79 fork. That way I can put just regular handlebars on. I've got a set on eBay. I've got set for my watch list. They're pretty cool. They look like BMX style, but they're high bars, so they're like quite a bit higher than normal because the bike's so low. But the shocks are tightened down. I gotta get a little gasket kit for the tail light. I'm also gonna test fit the blinkers. I still have to get a headlight housing, but it's coming together pretty good. I'm gonna try to get the wheel hubs next, and then I'm gonna go, while I'm working on the forks, I'll be letting those wheel hubs show up. And then I'm just gonna get some odds and ends after that. Finish a few little odds and end parts I've got to order. And then once all the odds and ends are there, I'm gonna go ahead and get the motor. And then do kind of like a final assembly. But I'm gonna try to get the wheels mounted, and then the handlebars, the seat, that kind of stuff, and then do the engine last. And then after the engine's bolted, I'll basically wire it all up and do the final fitting and touch the bike up if there's any scratches, that kind of stuff. Get it ready for for the finished product. Being done, that kind of thing. I'm not gonna really make it a rider until it's finished. I'm just gonna keep it as a project till it's all the way done. I'm not gonna jump the gun and ride it without blinkers or any of that weird stuff. I'm just gonna get it all, and then I'm gonna turn the key once it's completely finished. But do a quick little spin around again. I've been sourcing my parts all over the internet, so the bike's literally coming from all over the country / the planet, because the tail light came from China. Pretty sure the tires did too. I mean, all the parts probably came from China, but I literally ordered it from China. The wheels don't have a name on them. They're 4x10. They're the original size for the Ct70, but they don't actually have any name. See, there's 4x10. They look all right. They kind of just look like cheap scooter tires, but they're on there and they look nice and clean. Like I said, this bike was a rust bucket pile of crap when I bought it, so I think the nicest things on it originally are now the forks, and I ponied up a lot of money for those dudes. Boom! Yeah, plus shipping, plus taxes, you're looking at over $400. So yeah, that just happened. I didn't want to pay that much, but it had you know, even the fork gator's still on it. They got a crack or two in them, but overall this dude's pretty solid. The fork ears are a little bit bent, but that's nothing we can't fix up. One of the blinkers, one of the reflectors is okay, and then the other one is trashed, but I'm gonna probably replace both when I do the fork gators, but that's not gonna be right away. I'm also still debating on if I'm gonna go with this style headlight and speedo, or if I'm gonna get the one piece from like the earlier bikes or the clones. I got my eye on a metal headlight bucket instead of the plastic kind, so I'm leaning that way, but I like the idea of putting on an aftermarket speedometer with a gear indicator and all that kind of jazz too, because the wiring harness is not out of a Ct70. It's just a universal motorcycle harness. So this bike can do anything I want it to when I'm done. No limitations. But alright, I think I'll end this video here. Like I said, next time you see this video, those fork ears and them forks will be green, and they will be mounted with the original bearings. One last thing to note, I don't know what I'm doing with this yet. I don't know if I'm polishing it up or if I'm just going to paint it aluminum color. Probably just paint it aluminum color. But because the forks are probably going to get painted aluminum color too, just to match the fenders, you know, nice and clean and uniform. Although, I guess it doesn't, I don't know. Doesn't matter which way I really go, whether I polish them or paint them. But, alright. Ct70 Okie Rider out.